The season's been a little bit up and down this year. Obviously, we're 9-5-2 right now, which is a lot further along than we have been in past seasons. We obviously started out 5-1-1, feeling really good about ourselves. Beat VCU in our first conference game, which was, a game that when the schedule came out, we circled because they're a very competitive team. Their style of play can really unbalance you at times, and so it was one of those games where we were a little bit concerned going in, but it was one of those games where again we really rose to the occasion. It was a tremendous team performance, and we thought it would be a real launching point for us to really push this program forward. After that game, we obviously hit a little bit of a speed bump and lost 3 in a row. Tough one at Holy Cross, a game that went into overtime, and then 2 conference games at James Madison, who now is, I think 8th in the country or 7 in the country in the RPI. So, we had to rebound from that, and I think that we've done that, and I think we've only lost 1 out of our last 4 or 5 games. So we sort of righted the ship, so to speak. We've got a big home game coming up against Old Dominion, so that's where we sit right now, 4th in the table, tied for 3rd, but 4th on the tiebreaker. And so, we still have a lot to play for, an opportunity to finish 2nd in the league if we can win on Saturday night, and then hope for a little bit of luck, and maybe we can get a bye in the first round of the CAA. It's been a funny year in terms of true freshmen. 2 of them are redshirted, are not going to play, though they could both easily step on the field right now and contribute. And then we've had another one that hasn't been eligible. So, it's been a funny year in terms of freshmen. Ambry Moss, though, who transferred from Indiana, who is a redshirt freshman, has had a great season for us. He's really contributed. He's played center back, he's played right back, he's played as a holding midfielder. Really aggressive, athletic, tenacious sort of defender. And he's something that we were missing, something that we needed. He's very, very good in the air. He wins a lot of 50-50 balls and does a lot of those little things that as a team that likes to possess the ball and really enjoys attacking, he's a good balance to our group. Our senior class is, every senior class kind of feels special when you get to the end of their 4 years, and this one's no different. We've got the 2 guys that have probably contributed the most in their 4 years just on the field, Mike Kennedy and Ryan Burnham. Both are having stellar seasons. Ryan's been a huge leader in the group, organizing things from the back, moving forward. He's just one of those guys that even though he's hurt a lot and he's missed portions of training, he's always there every game and is ready to play. He's had another fantastic season for us, and we're really happy with what we've gotten from him. Mike's got hurt a little bit in the beginning of the season and missed some time. He's still playing catch up a little bit in terms of his fitness and in terms of his sharpness, and those are things that as a soccer player, it's different from a lot of sports where when you miss time, you can really struggle, and especially when you're an attacking player where everything has to be so refined and so sharp. At times, it's been difficult for him, but he's starting to get back into form, and it's at the exact right time, and this is when we need him, was here at the end of the year. He's still been able to get 2, 3, 4 goals for us this year, but you can see it in training and you can see it in the games that he's starting to really come around and he's hitting his stride at the right time, and this is when we really need him. So I would expect Mike to have a really big next couple of weeks and help us push into the NCAAs. We have 3 other seniors this year that are moving on, that are going to be, have exhausted their eligibility. The first one being Josh Samarini, who's been a really big contributor to our group over the last 4 years. He's played in 2 conference championships. He's one of those guys that just brings great energy to the field every day. Very, very hard worker. Very athletic guy that shows up in top physical condition every year, and just brings a tremendous workman-like attitude to the field. And he can be really refreshing at times. He's one of those guys, he's got no ego about him. He just goes about his business every day and puts himself out there. And you got Top Fatera Prasa, another guy, transfer from from Franklin Pierce, won a national championship there. Will be the first one to tell you he's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he's really a gamer, and when people ask us about him, that's what we say. He's a gamer. He finds his way through the game, and he's got great passing range, and he's brought so much to our program. We're so happy that he decided to come and join us. Really great team guy, and he's done a good job, and he's going to really contribute down the stretch. We're really going to need his contributions. And then the last one, obviously, is Jeremy Klein. Jeremy hasn't been able to play much over the last 2 years. He's done his ACL twice. Did it right before the season in 2010, and then did the same thing this year after making a tremendous recovery. His work rate, his leadership in the group is something that's going to be hard to lose. We're going to really miss him. We're going to miss his energy around the team, and the guy played 3 or 4 games at the start of the season with a torn ACL, and so that just shows what it meant to him to be part of this team. So he's going to be missed. Our hopes for the rest of the season are to make the NCAA tournament. That was the goal we set at the start of the year. Anything less than that's going to be a disappointment. But we've put ourselves in a good situation. Being 9-5-2, we're certainly going to be on the bubble, so to speak, as they talk about in the basketball tournament. As long as we win our next couple games, we're going to have a real chance. As far as the CAA goes, it looks like we're going to have to go to JMU. It's a very difficult place to play. So we just got to get into the tournament, and then we'll worry about that when we get there. But our expectations are to be there at the end of the year and to play in the big tournament.